Alright guys, massive info for the 1.6 characters. With the beta that just came out, we now have the full kit details of all the characters coming out. We got the kit details for Anby, Trigger, and Pultra. This video will feature all the Anby full kit details, and I'll soon be covering Trigger after this video, so stay tuned. But for now, let's see what the new S-Rank version of Anby is all about. As a electric type character with 2 swords looking pretty cool, we'll be going over everything new in this video. And if you guys want more Zenless updates, make sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you guys want to keep being updated on everything Zenless 24/7, put those notifications on. I'm going to be covering everything about this beta on the channel. Well, let's get into it. We have a lot to go over, so I'm going to pull up the kit here. Starting off with her core passive called Fluctuating Voltage. The damage dealt by Soldier Anby to enemies with the mark is increased by 20%. So the mark is the mechanic I was referring to in the last video where I talked about an additional attack mechanic, which is going to be a mark put on the enemy, which will then, it's like basically a debuff on the enemy, which will give Anby some more damage on the target. So we'll see from this core passive here what it actually does. It increases damage dealt by 20% when the mark is on, and then when any character on the team launches an additional attack and hits an enemy with the mark, the critical damage caused is increased, and the increased effect is equivalent to 30% of the critical damage of Anby. So quite interesting. She provides some good support buffs at the same time when another teammate does an additional attack, which is going to scale off of 30% of Anby's total crit damage. Which, now that I think about it, her W engine, we took a look at it in the last video. It had a crazy amount of crit damage on the W engine. It had like 120% crit damage, so I guess this is why. It's all because of her core passive. She wants as much crit damage as possible to then boost your teammates, so it makes sense. And the additional ability here called Parallel Circuits, triggered when there is a break character or a character of the same faction in a team. When a team character hits an enemy with a mark, the imbalance value caused is increased by 15%. So went over the core passive and the additional ability. Now let's move on to the normal attack. Normal attack, volt speed attack, perform up to 4 slashes forward, dealing electric damage. And the hits will also charge the mark. So basically, if you want to put the mark on the enemy, you just have to hit the enemy a few times. Now when she adds a mark on an enemy without a mark, and then she hits an enemy with a mark, she can then charge the mark up to 3 layers of charge. Enemies with 3 layers of charge will gain an activated mark, and Anby can use the special skill Blue Light on an enemy with an activated mark. When special skill Blue Light hits an enemy, it will consume 1 layer of the mark and trigger 1 additional damage, which is considered additional attack damage. So basically, you want to charge the enemy first with the mark with your basic attack, and then you want to use the special skill, which will give you some bonus damage pretty much. Now to note, it is not possible to continue charging an enemy that still has an activated mark, and then when Soldier Anby is in the background, the mark or the activated mark will be hidden. So basically, if she switches out, basically. So yeah, now moving on to the dodge. The dodge slide, nothing too crazy. Then we have the dash attack, arc slash, electric damage. Then we have the dodge, counter attack, thunder. After triggering extreme dodge, you can launch continuous slashes at enemy in front, causing electric damage. Now moving on to the special skill, so it deals electric damage. The special skill Blue Light, after the mark on the current attack target is activated, you can tap the special skill called Blue Light. And then Anby is going to move forward and do some slashes, passing through the enemy in front, causing electric damage. Hitting the enemy during the activation will consume 1 mark and cause an additional electric damage. If the current attack target still has the activated mark, you can then repeat the activation until all marks are consumed. The move has an invincibility effect during the activation. Now we have the enhanced version, enhanced special skill Thunder Slash, which is a lot shorter. When you have enough energy, you can press to activate, throw double-headed sword slash to high speed, causing a large amount of electric damage. Hitting this can also quickly charge the mark. So if you don't want to build up the mark using other attacks, you can use a special skill to basically charge it up really fast to give you some additional damage. And you also gain some invincible effect during the activation of the move. So that was all about her special skill. Moving on to the support techniques. So basically the quick assist and the parry support and the support assault I see nothing out of the ordinary here, so she does electric damage. And then we have the parry support, Lightning Flash, parry the attack, accumulate a large amount of imbalanced value. And then we have the support assault, spinning lightning, launches a powerful combo to a large range of enemies in front, causing electric damage. The move also has invincibility. Now going over the chain, called a Link skill, Electromagnetic Engine. So she's going to slash the enemy in front, causing a large amount of electric damage. The move also had an invincibility effect. Now the finishing move, Overdrive, which is the ult. What is the ultimate? Launch a powerful combo to the large range of enemies in front of you and add a falling attack. Hit will add an activated mark to the enemy, causing a large amount of electric damage. So a guaranteed mark with the ult, which is pretty good. Now unfortunately we don't have the multipliers. I would like to see the multipliers, as we would know, or at least know how to gauge the amount of damage she's going to do. But overall, this gives us a good idea of what she's all about. Now the only thing left to cover for Anby for this video is going to be the Mindscapes. So we have all the Mindscapes to 1 to 6. So let's go over it. So the Mindscape 1, fast charging mode. Whenever soldier Anby causes additional attack damage, she gains an additional 20 points of value. After launching a finishing move, she gains 6 layers of charge. And then when special skill Blue Light is launched during the charge period, it then consumes charge when hitting an enemy with an activated mark. Now for the Mindscape 2, called Accurate Discharge, the additional attack damage caused by soldier Anby is increased by 40%. And then when enhanced special, combined skill, or finishing skill hit an enemy with an activated mark, all activated marks will be consumed and a corresponding amount of damage will be caused. Then we got the Mindscape 3, which is pretty much just normal attack, dodge, support skill, special skill, combined skill plus 2. So moving on to the number 4, charge conduction. The damage dealt by soldier Anby to enemy with an activated mark ignores target's 15% resistance to electric damage, which will provide a lot more damage. Now the Mindscape 5, another upgrade to the normal attack, dodge, support skill, special skill, and combined skill, the skill level plus 2. And lastly, the Mindscape 6, charging electric field. So what this does is every time Anby consumes 6 marks, she's then going to do a electromagnetic vortex will be triggered, causing additional 2000% attack damage to the target and surrounding enemies. Now I wonder how crazy that is going to be in game. What is going to be the animation for that vortex? Quite curious to see. But yeah guys, so keep in mind, these Mindscapes and just the kit overall is very subject to change. I noticed a few off translations, so just keep in mind this is not the full release kit. We're still at the very start of the 1.6 beta, so the kit should be updated like at least 3-4 times until her release date, and I will cover everything new on the channel. So if you guys enjoyed this one, make sure to like and subscribe. I'll be keeping you guys updated on all the new kit details. I'm going to be covering the kit details for Trigger and Pultra very soon on the channel, so stay tuned for that. But that is all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know down below, are you guys hyped for the new S-rank version of Anby? It's a pretty hype drop, a whole new S-rank version of a really popular A-rank, and she looks pretty insane so far. So really nice to see. Let me know down below what you guys think in the comments. That is all for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.